Hi, welcome to Loft 801. My name is Diego, and today I'm talking about Blackphone 2, which is honestly one of those sequels where I think it's better than the original. Going into this, I honestly wasn't even sure if I was going to review it. Part of me kind of wanted to leave this review for my friend Isaac, who reviewed the original The Black Phone way back when, but he's currently in school and didn't really have the time. He's working on an MBA, so I figured it's up to me. For some context, Isaac gave The Black Phone a 7.2 out of 10, and I'm kind of in that same camp, giving it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was fun. I thought Masonthames did a good job, Madeline McGraw did a good job, and I liked the younger cast in general. So I went into Blackphone 2 with pretty decent expectations, and I can honestly say I enjoyed this movie significantly more than the first one. The biggest reason is probably the story and the setting. The first movie worked, but it was also very confined. A lot of that movie lives and dies inside the grabber's house, and while that made it tense, it also made it feel limited. Blackphone 2 opens things up in a way that I really liked. This time, the movie is much more centered on Gwen instead of Finney, and I think that was a really smart choice. The setup here is that Gwen, now 15 years old, is being haunted by disturbing dreams, getting calls from the Black Phone, and seeing visions of 3 boys being stalked at a winter camp. She and Finn end up going to that camp to solve the mystery, and of course that all leads back to the grabber, who is somehow even more powerful in death. I thought that concept was just a lot of fun. I love the camp setting, and I love that it takes place in winter. I love the blizzard atmosphere. There's just something about horror mixed with snow, isolation, and this group of kids being trapped in a place where something evil is clearly moving around them that worked really well for me. It gave the movie a much bigger canvas than the first one, and that immediately made it more engaging, less repetitive, less boxed in, and more cinematic. I also like that this movie takes place 4 years after Finney killed the grabber because it allows the story to actually deal with the aftermath of that. Finney isn't just the kid who survived and is now magically fine. He's traumatized, he's carrying PTSD, and he feels like he has to keep up this tough persona because of what happened. But deep down, he's really not okay. I thought that was one of the better character arcs in this movie. Watching him slowly come to terms with the fact that he's been pushing all of his pain down and pretending he's fine gives this movie a lot more emotional weight than I expected. As for the horror, I did enjoy it. I still think the grabber is a scary character, and Ethan Hawke once again does a great job with him. That said, I don't think the grabber is quite as scary in this movie as he was in the first. I think there's something inherently creepier about a real, physical, tangible present threat. In this movie, he becomes more of a dream-hopping villain, almost like Freddykrueger in A Nightmare on Elm Street. He attacks Gwen through her dreams, and I like that those attacks actually affect her in the real world. It is ultimately a cool concept, and I think the movie uses it well. It gives the sequel its own identity instead of just repeating the exact same formula. Performance-wise, I think the cast did a really good job all across the board. Masonthames and Madeline McGraw both feel more confident here. They've clearly grown as actors, and I think that shows. They're better at selling the emotions, the personality, and the seriousness of what their characters are going through. Madeline McGraw especially benefits from this movie giving Gwen more of the spotlight this time around. Even the younger supporting cast and some of the camp counselors did a good job. Whether it's Barbara, Armando, Max, or other side characters, everybody feels committed enough to keep this movie working. From a technical standpoint, I thought this movie was well put together. The setting already does a lot of the heavy lifting, but I also like the cinematography and the sound design. This movie has a cold, eerie atmosphere that helps sell the horror, and even the sound design especially helps make the grabber's presence feel threatening even when he's not physically there. It all comes together in a way that makes this movie feel much bigger and more polished than the first one. Now, where I do think this movie could have gone further is with the stakes. I think the stakes are definitely there, but I kind of wanted this movie to push a little bit harder. More specifically, I wanted more characters to die. I know that sounds harsh, I really do, but I think it would have made the grabber feel much more intense. If characters like Barbara, Kenneth, Spike, Armando, Terrence, Ernesto, or Mustang had actually died instead of just being injured, I think it would have raised the tension significantly more. The injuries help, and they do show that people are not safe, but for me, it still felt like the movie was holding back a little bit. It should have gone one step further. So overall, I really liked Blackphone 2. I think it's one of those sequels that expands the world, gives the characters more to do, improves the setting, and finds a new horror angle without losing what made the first movie work. I still think there were opportunities to make it even darker and raise the stakes more, but for what it is, I thought this was a very strong sequel and one that I enjoyed more than the original. If you liked the first Blackphone, I definitely think this one is worth watching. And honestly, if you wanted the sequel to feel bigger, colder, more character-driven, more supernatural, I think this movie delivers on that. So, I feel happy recommending this movie. Thank you for listening to my review of Blackphone 2. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and hit subscribe. If you did not enjoy the video, I hope the grabber gets you. As always, I would love to read what you have to say, so leave a comment and let me know what you're thinking. Also, if there's something you want to see reviewed, don't forget to let me know and I will do my best to get to it. Lastly, if you want to see some more from me, then you can check out my vlogs linked up above or my podcast, Good Friends. Again, thank you for watching. My name is Diego and I will see you next time.